creating and working with proxies. So, I have already mentioned in other lessons about such a thing as a proxy. What is it? When we edit big videos 4K, 8K or even HD, but with multi-camera shooting from 5 to 8 cameras, we will run into the technical capabilities of our computer. This is possible if our graphic card and processor don't have time to calculate all thousands of pixels that we have. Or we don't have enough speed to read from the hard disk. So we're having lags while we're editing. Accordingly, we need to do something with it. The easiest way is to create a proxy. Premiere has its own algorithm for creating proxies. Now we will talk about it, and then about another way with the media encoder. So let's consider the first option. I have 3 files. If we will closely at them, we can see that the second video has a 16:9 extension. And if we look at their parameters, we can see that the 16:9 video has an extension of 3840 to 2160. Our videos have square pixels. We can do the following in order to create a proxy. We highlight these videos, right-click and select Proxy, Create Proxies. Also, if we have a ready-made proxy that we have separately calculated, we can attach proxies. Or, if we are already editing with a proxy and want to reconnect to full-size videos, then we will choose Reconnect Full Resolution Media. In this case, we choose Create Proxies. Let's see what we have. So, here we have several options. We can choose format H264 or QuickTime. Basically, we choose the extension MP4 or MOV. I choose QuickTime MOV because I want to use the GoPro Cineform codec. I work on a PC, so I only have a GoPro Cineform. If I worked on a Mac, then in addition to these 5 options, I would have options with ProRes. I click OK. The proxy tasks are created. Immediately the media encoder runs and starts counting the proxy. I have disk D selected, so it creates a proxy there. See, it creates file with the same name, plus underscore with a proxy. While it counts them, I can output the metadata display parameter and see if there is a proxy. It's always at the end. It had already calculated everything. It shows that I have a proxy attached for each file. Now let's see what we get. We are creating a sequence. I won't make a sequence from the media source. I have already said that it will be pointless to make a sequence with an extension of 4K or 8K if we edit it anyway in Full HD. So I move all 3 files to the timeline and see what I got. It shows them slightly stretched. We look at already created files with the proxy because the source materials look like this. I have a good video card, that's why I don't have lags. As you can see, our indicator lights up yellow. Note that I'm still working with original clip without color correction and editing. See how many frames it already skips. I need to click on the Toggle Proxies button in order for me to enable the proxy. I brought this button from here. To do this, we need to move the icon to the panel and click OK. See, the ratio has been changed because I choose the wrong proxy preset for these clips. But the proxy is perfect for this video. There are no black fields or other problem areas. Why is the proxy preset not suitable? This is because this preset has an extension of 16:9 and our videos have a different extension, little wider. How do we know what suits and what doesn't? We have a hint in the media browser. When we select Ingest Settings and enable Create Proxies, we can see wherever this or that preset is suitable for us or not. Look, it's suitable for any 4K to 8K video that has a 60:9 aspect ratio. And if we choose another preset, for example 1024 to 540, then we can read in the description that it is suitable with an extension of 4096 to 2160 for 4K video, with an extension of 5120 to 2700 for 5K, and with an extension of 8192 to 4320 for 8K. This preset is suitable for our videos. There is also a version of the proxy preset, 1536 to 790, for the video in 6K. Now, we don't change anything in the editing. This is how it should be. The main thing is that they are displayed without fields in the source panel. This was one way with the internal Premiere tool. But I discovered a simpler and less complicated way for myself, how to create a proxy in a different way without these complex calculations. Let's say we have the media sources, shot with an array. How is it easiest for us to make a proxy for them? Firstly, I will set a new storage location. Most often, we can simply quena them all in the media encoder. Highlight them and do the following. If all files are of the same size and parameter, then we'll choose the QuickTime format and set the settings template to GoPro's uniform, YUV 10-bit. Next, we decrease the quality to 1 using the slider. Then we disable this checkbox and set the width to 1280. In this case, I have a 16:9 video, so the height will be 700. Click OK and run everything on the render. This is the simplest case when our videos have an aspect ratio of 16:9. And the last option, the last problematic thing, that is the source materials in Premiere, is a situation where your material was shot on red, that it needs to be converted with resolution on the long side of at least 1920. I don't know why, but when you convert to HD, it will be converted with such a disadvantage. You can't see anything. There is such an artifact everywhere. It occurs because in this case red uses the oblong pixel 2.0. So here we need to do the following. We select QuickTime settings, GoPro's uniform 10 bits and set quality to 1. But then there are problems. We set the aspect ratio parameters to square pixel 1.0, disable the checkbox and make the width 1820. We have got an almost square picture, so we disable this lock. Instead of the length 1600, we manually enter 800, because if we divide 1600 into two parts, it will be 800. The pixel in the proxy is equal to 1. It's done, all matched in size. We click OK and send them to the render in this form. And then we can edit as with proxies. Reconnect them to full size at the end, as through them in a full-size project, connecting these proxies to them and editing with them together. The main thing is that the aspect ratio of the proxy is the same as that of the source materials. Then we won't have any problems. I hope my tips will help you to make the right proxies without difficulties when working with them.